Let's go skiing. Yes, there are mountains in New Jersey.
So, I bet you didn't know this, but I'm a really good skier. I know I don't look like the brawny, outdoorsy, athletic type, but I'm good. Roger Moore good. Bond, James Bond. This ski resort here, now called Mountain Creek, but what we used to call back in junior high school, Vermin Valley Great Gorge. This is the very mountain where I learned to ski. Every Friday, me and basically the slacker, druggy, loser, goth contingent would all file onto the bus after school, really high on LSD. Where's that little no-neck monster on the snowboard who ran over my skis? His ass is mine. I learned to ski at night on the expert slopes while on dangerous hallucinogens. 48 seconds, my record. Oh, yeah. Many happy evenings out running the ski patrol. By the way, did you catch that little 8-year-old kid on the snowboard who ran across my skis? That little rat, that little freak? I catch him on this run, he's toast. I don't care if he's 8. I'm gonna put that kid on a milk carton. There he is, the little freak. Whoa. Oh, yeah.
I may not be the best person to do a show on Las Vegas. Aside from the fact that I've never been here before, I'm deeply conflicted by this place.
This is so wrong. So wrong.
I've always held in reverential awe the mobbed-up Rat Pack Vegas of the 60s. Swinging jazz, cuckoo crazy chicks, a non-stop party of cigarettes, booze, gambling, and mischief. But by the early 70s, that dream had turned ugly. Time has transformed the personality-driven, mob-run Vegas into the soulless corporate theme parks we see today. In a rash moment, I once said I wouldn't go to Vegas if they paid me. Then, someone actually paid me. A world-class magazine assigned me to a topic close to my heart: celebrity chefs and Las Vegas. Did the new crop of chef-branded restaurants like Bobby Flay's Mesa Grill and the legendary Thomas Keller's Bouchon, among others, represent a new golden age of American gastronomy, or a neon-lit elephant graveyard for once great cooks? Apparently, you can pay me to go to Vegas.
I feel guilty and ashamed.
Eat expensive food.
If I mention the margaritas, they're really, really excellent.
Write an article, and endure the demented school of pilot fish that is my production crew. But not alone. I would need a guide, someone the equal of whatever dark forces I might encounter. I needed Ruhlman.
Who has to watch all this?
Michael Ruhlman's face to the world is one of guileless Midwestern charm. A respected author on a number of topics, he co-wrote the French Laundry Cookbook with Chef Thomas Keller. Also, the only person I know who is more twisted, devious, cynical, manipulative, abusive, and evil than myself. And I could think of no finer person to share this experience with.
As your attorney, I advise you to get in the car.
He made sure things went off the rails right away by taking me to the happiest place on earth.
Ruhlman, what are you doing to me? I'm working. Oh, the happiest place on earth. I do need to be happy. Oh, you know me well.
The Double Down Saloon is my kind of bar. A pool table, a great jukebox, easy on the attitude.
We're gonna be going for the special, I think. The Schlitz and the ass juice.
Formulated differently each night, the only important criteria for ass juice is that it be pinkish brown and go well with beer.
Oh yeah, it's appropriately named.
This is an ominous assignment, Ruhlman.
It's not ominous at all.
No, believe me, I got work to do here, Ruhlman. I'm at the epicenter of foodie respectability. You gotta do right by my evil masters, so I gotta stay on the plot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're not respectable, and you have to leave that awful strip for a while to maintain your sanity here, and here's where you do it.
It's a sucking vortex, Ruhlman. I not only have to eat at all these restaurants, make this insipid television show, but file by the end of the week.
You've got a golden tongue. It just rolls right off your tongue.
Yeah, you think it's easy,
You
huh?
can do that.
I'm
you can
working
do that
now.
in 5 days.
Woman's eyes look strangely glassy. I don't know what
Can't
chemicals
see
he's
my
on.
eyes.
I think we need another one of these. Do you serve food here?
No.
No food, but I believe it's a city ordinance in Las Vegas that any business not involving preschool children provide gambling opportunities. What impressed me was the local folk,
Feed my money in the slot.
always eager to lend a helping hand.
Am I winning?
Vegas is going to love you, Tony.
Oh my God, it just sucks you in, isn't it?
Good deal.
You sure you're not all in this together?
Oh, you already played the hand.
All right, so I'm making the big money. Next round's on me, guys.
All right.
What's your name, by the way?
I'm Corby.
Hi, Corby.
Nice to meet you. This is Michael, the Vegas hustler. He's my business partner. And
Yeah?
so you guys are looking for some local stuff to do?
We need to keep his mind clean and pure, away from that nasty strip.
Yeah, I
We can do
agree.
that.
Yeah, we can help you with that. Hey, we're gonna take off. It was really good meeting you.
Really good meeting you.
And, you know, definitely give me a call if you're interested in checking out the real Las Vegas.
Did he say his name was Mike the Hustler?
Yes, I think that was the name.
Is that a warning sign?
Everything's a warning sign here.
Tamiami Trail, the road that connects Miami to Tampa. In between the two cities, nothing but the vast insect and gator-choked Everglades. Over 80 years ago, the workers who tirelessly built this road in sweltering tropical heat often lost their lives to wandering, hungry alligators. Why have I come here? To go blasting across the subtropical preserve of the Everglades, mercilessly dispatching yet more of God's innocent creatures.
I'm a French cook, so I have a long history of eating frog. It's good stuff.
Yes,
Looking
sir.
forward
You
to
can
it.
fry it. You can saute it. Good. I like it fried better.
Tonight I'm meeting up with Derek, a born and bred Everglader. An experienced frog gigger, his airboat is propelled by an airplane engine-powered giant fan. I keep thinking I get sucked through that big boy, I'm gonna be gator chump or crocodile chump. The Glades are in fact the only ecosystem where both crocs and gators cohabitate. I'll be keeping my extremities close on this jaunt.
I got one question though. Where's my little light on my hat? I'm underdressed again.
Oh, man. It'd be dangerous.
Saddle up and let's ride. Here comes the most deadly, efficient frog-killing machine, swift, yet stealthy, and merciless. Derek's headlamp will soon become, once it gets dark, a lethal targeting system. To his trained gaze, the frog's little eyes will show red in his path, making them easy prey.
Maybe you want to explain the strategy and tactics of what we're about to do here. And I gather that those long, menacing-looking instruments are involved here. That's the gig.
Yep, that's the gig right there. When it gets dark, you pull right up beside him with this light on your head, and you just pull up.
Right.
You hear him
And the
croaking?
boat is moving at that time.
Yeah, the boat's on the plane. I'm running, getting it.
What happens if this thing gets kind of like hooked into the ground?
Well, it don't happen that often. Sometimes it gets stuck, and you have to go back and pick up the gig.
Right, but I mean, I'm worried about the pole vault effect where you,
Oh, no,
No, that
never.
doesn't come up?
No.
I don't know. I've had a lot of firsts on this show.
You hear them frogs croaking? Hear it?
Why, no, I don't. Is that a problem?
Let's go stick a frog. You want to?
Night falls and we're off. Skeeters and spiders and all kinds of buggies bouncing off my face, sticking between my teeth, a development that'll result in horrifying dermatological anomalies later.
Alligator. Alligator.
I spy my first gator and Derek suggests I get closer. Maybe give him a little cuddle.
Reach down there and grab him one time.
Not gonna happen. A few moments later, he grabs his gig and casually plucks a frog out of the water like he's picking a daisy. There are around 14 species of frogs on the Glades. Bullfrogs, pig frogs, Cuban tree frogs, all croaking away with their throaty little love songs, looking for a female froggy all their own. Not tonight, I say. Tonight, it's Slaughterfest.
I think I see one. See him right there? Gig him? Here, you do it.
I, on the other hand, can't see any damn frogs, much less the water.
Here. Where? Grab it. Where? It's up here. See where his light is?
No. Where is he?
And let's go around the other side.
Oh, I see him. Right here? No.
There he is, right there. See him?
Nope.
Obviously, my night vision leaves something to be desired. Next time I'm required to discern tiny little bullfrog eyes from a million other dark and frankly scary shapes in murky, shallow water, I'll insist on proper headgear.
Right there. See him?
Yeah.
Missed. You hit him, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did.
It's all right, we'll get another one.
All right. Good, I managed to maim a frog.
Okay, missed the bastard. Next time, Kermit's mine.
You got to jab him pretty good.
All right, so farther in. All right. Oh, I see him.
Here, Kermit. Here, boy. I'm taking this one if I gotta wade in there and wring his little frog neck with my bare hands.
Yeah. That's a big old frog there, buddy.
Yet another of God's creatures on my conscience. Was there ever a donut gone terribly wrong?
The Jägermeister donut.
Jägermeister donut.
It sounded great. People bought it, but everybody was like, take a couple bites.
After the NyQuil fiasco,
Whoa, tell me more.
we made NyQuil donuts and Pepto-Bismol donuts.
And we sold the Speedball too, which was a NyQuil donut with a caffeine donut.
Genius. And then the FDA called us and you can't put medicine in food.
You have to make an Anthony Bourdain donut. What would be on it?
We've had oyster donuts, oyster shooter donuts.
Yeah, live reptile parts or, yeah.
According to Chuck, many people in Portland seem to be living two other lives besides their day jobs. Sometimes those other interests metastasize into full-blown obsessions. Such is the case with Karen Anderson and Carl Baldwin.
What is this?
This is a black velvet painting museum.
Black velvet, the fuzzy, kitschy, everyman's medium that many consider the junk food of the art world.
Oh my God, no, I don't believe it. Okay.
Hello, welcome to Velvetarium. This is the epicenter of art.
I feel pulled in a million different directions to crying clowns, Courtney Love, dogs playing poker, Kennedy, and Elvis.
I like the juxtaposition of the Virgin Mary with Liberace over here.
There is a Sammy Davis Jesus. Would you like to see him?
Yes, please.
Here he is.
This is a work of genius.
Until now, this trailer park sector of the art world assured one a future in attics, basements, yard sales, and at best, the back of a van.
So your mission is to chronicle, preserve, and protect?
And promote.
How far back does this form go? I mean,
Well, it goes back to the Chinese, and then Marco Polo brought it over to Europe.
was there a golden age?
60s, early 70s. This is a Lee Tig, and he was the Gauguin of velvet.
Ouch and help. I know the feeling all too well on this show. When did you decide you were going to do this?
Well, we thought about it when we had, about 50, and then we got 100, and we had some people over there all laughing and asking, well, we get a reaction, it is art.
We didn't know what we're doing. I was a nurse for most of my life.
So then she was going, I need 100, we need 500, we need 1,000.
Where do you find most of the stuff?
But we were just digging and digging, 2,000 miles up the Amazon River. It took us 7-8 years to collect all these. We have 1,200 more.
1,200? I've never really understood collectors.
Oh man, that's awesome. This is a car culture. Nobody walks in LA. A stranger from out of town like me comes to Los Angeles. He needs a vehicle. No Japanese or German vehicle will do, my friends. I need Detroit's finest, something made in the US of A. A classic. Something that tells the world, here I am, this is me, get the hell out of the way. Not just a Delta, Delta Royale. This is the kind of car that says, hello, ladies.
Many citizens of Los Angeles live inside their cars for a significant part of their daily routine. Here, your vehicle is an expression of oneself. The LA freeway, an inescapable fact of life, where the car becomes a companion in the daily ritual of bumper-to-bumper traffic.
That Tony, he's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I'm a complicated man. Nobody understands me but my woman. But I am the sort of man who'd stick his neck out for his brother man. Actually, this is the sort of car that says, hello, I'm hiding a body in my trunk.
I head to West LA to meet my friend Jerry Stahl, a fellow writer who makes a very good career in Hollyweird without ever really having to go there.
So you live in this neighborhood? Or nearby?
I've managed to survive on the periphery.
Which helps explain perhaps why we're not eating at Spago or the Ivy, but at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, an institution of the other LA, favored by bodyguards, stuntmen, and those on the fringes, like Jerry, who went from writer of Penthouse Letters to successful screenwriter. Then, of course, he screwed up, big time. The result was a book and a movie about his screwing up called Permanent Midnight. He's since turned himself around, becoming even more successful, living comfortably outside of that terrible place they call the community. So, you've eaten here before?
Many years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go for the classic combination. Oh, Stymie's Choice. I'm definitely doing that.
Stymie's Choice?
The Stymie is a terrifying heap of chicken livers and I think grits, gravy, and I believe there's fried eggs involved.
Nice.
And then I'll just have chicken and waffles, whatever that is. Chicken and waffles. An unlikely sounding combination for sure, but apparently they've been serving up this southern curiosity since 1975. Like me and Jerry, it's an East Coast transplant. So how long have you lived out here?
A little shaky on the memory, but about 78, 79.
First job here?
Well, that's what got me out here. I wrote like fake sex letters for Penthouse, that kind of stuff.
Right.
People would send in vagina-shaped sweet potatoes from North Dakota, and I would get to write the caption.
We share something actually in that we both wrote memoirs with lengthy, unlovely episodes, and we both did on Oprah too. How did that feel?
You know, it's a strange feeling, but I mean, hey, you know, it could be worse.
A perfect place to compare war stories and enjoy the bizarre yet somehow enticing combination of batter-fried chicken livers, eggs, grits, gravy, and maple syrup. It makes some kind of sense.
It really does.
All right, here we go. My first chicken and waffle experience. Now, apparently there's no answer to the question, do you eat them together? I like chicken.
And you like waffles?
And I like waffles, but I don't know, together, I'm not sure. I'm not a full adherent yet. I'm troubled by it. I'm told that some people shove the chicken inside the waffle like a taco or, you know, like a burrito and then eat it together, you know.
No can do. It looks like somebody got drunk at Denny's, basically, and like mixed up the,
yeah,
you know.
But this was a combination. I mean, this is an enduring classic, apparently.
It's their title.
Okay, Stymie's Choice. This is batter fried chicken livers, grits, gravy, and fried egg. It's an immortal combination. I'd say this I love. This I'm like loving.
That, I mean.
Yeah.
So waffles and chicken together, you're not going to whip it up at home?
I think separate plates, even maybe separate times of the day. The waffles and chicken thing is not, for me, an enduring combo. But Roscoe's the institution I love. Let the games begin. Andrew Zimmer, bizarre foods guy, and my new lead-in. We are strangely connected by a truly bizarre series of coincidences and parallel tracks. This is where you dig down deep and have that Bucky Dent moment, my friend. He's nice. I'm not so nice.
Yeah.
We suck.
We suck.
But we get along quite well, and we share similar taste in the nether regions of various beasties. So, bizarre food guy.
Yeah.
Welcome to Queens, an area of the world that I have to admit I'm not too familiar with. What I do know, however, is that this is the epicenter of the awful cult. You know, people, obsessive foodies who talk about this particular place we're going, all about guts, hooves, and snouts. You know, the good stuff. And by the way, you're eating every bite.
Well, I just hope you can keep up with me.
Ali's Kebab Cafe is a legend among hardcore foodies. Reason alone to go to Queens. Ali inspires near fanatical devotion from a wide variety of pleasure-seeking, off-the-beaten-path fans, as well as a dedicated local following. Does this look good or what?
Fabulous.
Chef Ali. Such a pleasure. I've been hearing about you for a long time. Tell me, is this right in the zone or the happy zone or what?
This is so in my sweet spot. It's sugary.
Have a seat and give in, man. Ali El Sayed, chef, restaurateur, intellectual, food historian, student of the human condition and force for good in the world. For almost 2 decades, Ali and his brother Mustafa have been cooking what they love. Ali specializes in northern Alexandria-style Egyptian, while 2 blocks away, Mustafa covers the south.
Let's have fun, guys.
So I suggest that we leave it to the chef, that we just eat whatever he gives us.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Go nuts.
A healthy portion of tender beef shank with fatah, or cow's foot. Look at that tendon and stuff. That's nice.
This is very important.
Look at that. See, sophisticated cultures understand how good this is.
Yeah.
You know, like a pig's feet.
There's real cooking involved in this kind of food.
This is how cooks are made. And also, this is a reflection of time. I mean, it took time to figure out how to do this.
There's millennia of experience. All right. Oh, look at this. And here,
Sweetbreads and brains coming out here.
look at the size of the kitchen. It's like a postage stamp.
Already, this is one of the most amazing meals I've had in a really long time. Sweetbread served with caper sauce and lamb brains sautéed with lemon. Oh, yes.
That's my favorite.
This is clearly the sweetbread here.
Yep.
That's a big slice of brain.
Oh, and look at that. Caper sauce. Nice.
I like the brains better than the sweetbreads, and I don't like brains usually. Man, is that good. Why don't I have this in my neighborhood?
But the beauty of it is having to come to it.
No. No, I'm bitter. I had to come all the way out here. I'm insanely jealous of people who live in this neighborhood now.
Next.
And, of course, testicles.
Guys, this is mountain oyster with portobello mushroom and short ribs.
They're your balls.
Yeah, now, I don't generally like these.
Let's see.
These I like.
Oh, the flavor's delicious.
There's a right way and a wrong way to handle balls, as I think, you know, any man can tell you. With scores and scores of embassies, the headquarters of every major intelligence service, think tanks, lobbyists, and power brokers, all located in one area, D.C. is a hothouse for spies. At any given moment, crawling with them. Spies and the people who catch them are everywhere. It's easily the most heavily surveilled and closely scrutinized city in America.
It is Washington. This is where, like it or not, where the decisions get made, the policy is processed and so forth. So this is why you have lobbyists here, why you have spies here, why you have diplomats here.
Peter Ernest is, or was, a spy. A longtime serving member, retired now, he says, of the clandestine services.
You were a CIA officer
I was an officer. I was a case officer and operations officer. Yeah.
in Eastern Europe?
10 years of that I worked on Soviet East European operations. Before that, I was in the Middle East, in Europe.
How many KGB people did you have running around Washington during the...
A lot. In other words, even now, yes, even now the FBI will say that there are as many spies in Washington as there were during the Cold War.
What are they looking for now, though? The recipe to KFC?
No, I mean, they've always been very good at stealing technology.
Right.
Particularly defense-related technology.
These days, Peter's operational directive is to reveal as many secrets as possible. Old secrets, anyway, as executive director of the International Spy Museum.
We don't have the audio. I think it's turned off now because the museum is closed. It says, watch your step. Remember, we'll be watching you.
The cigarette case gun. Oh, that's a lipstick pistol. Okay, here's the Bulgarian umbrella. So you just press this up against somebody's leg and it fires a little ricin or radioactive pellet into your leg. And ooh, glove pistol, I want one of those. Oh yeah, the Stashinsky thing. That's the old rolled up newspaper, prussic acid in the face gag. The lighter gun, flashlight gun, tobacco pipe pistol. Whoa, gas assassination rifle with flechette. Ooh, I don't want that sticking in me. Explosive canteen. That's not funny. Rectal toolkit. Really? Ooh, jeez. It's not exactly smooth passage either. They got a couple of nubbins on the outside there. Jeez. Cool. An Enigma machine. Wow. This was it? This was the most closely held secret of World War II. Wow.
Your shoes.
Wait a minute. Julia Child? She was one of yours?
Oh, this is Celebrity Spies. Julia Childs worked for OSS during World War II.
The OSS was the precursor to the CIA. And I'd love to imagine Julia parachuting behind enemy lines with a knife between her teeth, jerking that cold steel blade across some schnitzel-eating sentry's throat. But in fact, she was posted to Ceylon, now Sri Lanka, and worked on a project to develop a repellent to keep sharks from setting off Allied mines.
Julia Child. Julia Child, so cool. She looks good.
Yeah, she looks great. She looks like she was fun.
Chadwick's, another neighborhood joint in Georgetown. The kind of place that serves a solid cheeseburger and good cold beer. It's special for, well, not being all that special, which is exactly why the commies used it to meet perhaps the most destructive double agent in CIA history.
Rick Ames, who was a CIA officer, who decided to volunteered his services to the Soviets covertly, that is, committing treason. So on the 13th of June, 1985, Ames had lunch with Chewbacca here in Chadwick's. Rick Ames brought out of the agency 2 shopping bags filled with classified CIA documents. It was devastating. That became known in the literature as the Big Dump.
The site of the Big Dump.
The site of the Big Dump.
Let's talk tradecraft. So, you're my case officer, my American case officer, and I am a unhappy Soviet. I'm angry about my lack of promotion. KGB is just not appreciating me. And we've established a prior relationship in a third country. Do I know who I'm dealing with? Do I think I'm dealing with the Americans, or are you masquerading as a Frenchman?
No, you know who I am.
I do.
I mean, I've told you who I am. You've actually met my wife. You've seen my kids.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I think it's important that you know what the relationship is about.
Oh. So if things go sour for me, there's a, one-room apartment in Clearwater, Florida, waiting for me.
I think I've given you assurances as to what we're prepared to do.
Sign me up.
Well, that's what I thought we were in the process of doing.
If I was an American already, I'd be defected.
All right, but I don't want you to defect, okay? You can do more good by staying where you are.
Yeah, but I'm really unhappy there. It's cold, it's cabbage every day. And I could get killed at any moment. What's in it for me? I'm very unpopular at the office, I should tell you.
Okay, but how about if you were doing something that made you very popular with another group of people? How about if you were doing something that gave you a sense of accomplishment? Why do you wake up in the morning and do things?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have any sense of why you wake up in the morning and do things, then put an end to it.
Wow. Pressed to be a communist now. I want to run on beach with Pam Anderson and betray my country. Good at this.
Good. Nazdrovia.
Nazdrovia. Tastes treasony. Well, with me signed on to betray my Eastern Bloc country, I'm ready for a lesson in the basics of clandestine communications. Basically, how to make what's called a dead drop. Mail lists and...
Right, but you want to do it unobtrusively.
So how would I do that? How would I surreptitiously...
All right.
It's a method as old as espionage, and I doubt it's changed since Moses' time. The mission, communicate with my handler. Signal that I've got hard information to be picked up without compromising either me or my control. I'm doing it in exactly the same way that Aldrich Ames did it, in exactly the same place.
If you're familiar with magic,
right.
We draw a little bit on magic misdirection, make a bigger movement to cover the small one. Mm-hmm. In fact, you might even mail the letter and then leave the mark while you're walking away.
So I think I would probably walk over.
Yeah, yeah. There you go, yeah. Yeah, perfect. This is how they come to work. I look hard for those marks. And you pick up the signal on that mailbox, you now know it's loaded.
Previously, somewhere across town, I've already taken the liberty of filling my drop. My filled can, it's just loaded with information, microfilm, or just a simple message to you. So I'm looking to do this in a way that really is just not going to attract attention or look unusual. And I'm looking to put this into a place you've already agreed upon where it's going to be. But actually, you know what would probably be good? If I feign taking a piss, no one looks at a guy taking a piss. All Peter's got to do is check out my mailbox signal on the way to work, then find a way to empty my drop at a convenient and secure time. Bingo. Treason. It's that easy.
I want you to know, a couple jokes walked by, and that very attractive woman looked at you and looked away immediately.
See?
So I think it was very successful.
See? I'm telling you, I could be good at this.
Look at that. That could stay there for 5 years and not even be pulled out. I might use that spot.
Chicago's South Side. A gritty, hard-scrabble industrial scene, even to this day. Friend and Chicago food blogger Louisa Chu is taking me to a place that dates back to the heyday of this area's industrial past. On the bank of the Calumet River, so far south it's almost in Indiana, Calumet Fisheries has survived the exodus of much of the industry in this area, thanks largely to the excellence of their smoked fish and the loyalty it's instilled in generation after generation of people who appreciate the good stuff.
The actual smoke shack, it kind of looks like a cross between an outhouse and like the incinerator at a small town animal shelter.
Wait a minute, are you telling me I'm actually going to see fish smoking in this scene?
Actual smoking.
That's always a good thing on fish smoking scenes. We found that out in such painful episodes as Iceland. And is this like a Chicago thing? Is this what Chicagoans do?
Yeah. For generations. I mean, like, you know, back since the 20s, people would come Sunday mornings for like an hour to come here for the smoked fish. It's destination smoked fish.
Destination smoked fish.
Yeah.
Let's do it. They have a smokehouse in the back that actually has smoke coming out of it. A good sign. And there's a guy tending to a massive cherry wood and white oak fire. Also good. And there is fish. Excellent fish. Since 1928, this squat brick building has been churning out some of the finest and freshest smoked fish you'll find anywhere, as well as a representative tour of the friolated arts, like these lovely fried smelts, for instance, which I'll definitely have some of, and some of that, and do not forget the shrimp.
All right, we'll see you in a minute. We're coming back for more. We're gonna wait for the shrimp.
No white tablecloths here, in fact, no tables at all. Back in the old days, sailors and longshoremen would pull up their boats. Today, it's mostly cars. Fortunately, Louisa and I have our own kind of a boat to dine in.
Well, the salmon's really good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Here's some of the trout.
Yeah, there's some salmon.
No skimping on the portions, just a big freaking slab of beautifully smoked fish.
I'll tell you, this trout is really, really extraordinary. This is really great stuff.
The smokehouse here is really what sets Calumet Fisheries apart, because they actually do it literally right next door, right outside, you know, behind the grease dumpster.
Well, I find that an encouraging sign.
It tastes like, well, fish and smoke and fish oil.
That oily, smoky, fishy scent. You know, we're gonna go back to the hotel later. We're walking around with like 10 or 12 cats walking after us. We'll look like Regina Schrambling.
Who doesn't enjoy the arcane delights of a food blogger joke? But what I'm really looking forward to are these, smoked shrimp straight out of the smoker.
It's one of those situations I'm thinking, that doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm against it, but wow, good.
It's smoked, but, you know, they've got it chilled, so it's very refreshing.
Yeah, it's not dry.
Yeah, exactly.
The right amount of smoke makes something better and sweeter. Exactly. This is moist and delicious. You can taste the shrimp. It's great.
It's kind of like the poor man's lobster, and like.
All memory of our failed smoked fish scene in Iceland disappears, washed away in a cleansing mist of wood smoke and fish oil. Another TV wrong made right. What makes a city a genuine metropolis, a great place to visit, and a great place to just be? It's a difficult thing to quantify. Easy answers might include magnificent architecture, great public spaces, efficient mass transit, and 2 baseball teams. But it's also a confluence of the observable and intangible. And one very tangible element is a vibrant, multi-layered, and fiercely creative food scene. Chicago's at the forefront. In fact, they're way out front in the area of avant-garde, hyper-creative chefs like Grant Oschatz and this guy, Omaro Cantu at Moto.
Well, it all began with my father's lawnmower when I was 12 years old. In order to stop having to mow the lawn, I took it apart and purposely ruined it. But I started learning how the mechanics of a combustion engine. That's sort of what we have going on here, is sort of the mechanics of food, and just looking at things from a very twisted perspective, but very delicious at the same time.
Do you see yourself as part of a genre or a school or a group?
I like to think of it as culinary terrorism. You just got to deal with it.
Part chef, part mad scientist, and all-around culinary wise-ass, Cantu's been deconstructing, freezing, and torching stuff in his kitchen since it opened in 2004. At Moto, you know the minute you get your menu that any notion of a traditional high-end meal are out the window.
The first thing that you actually eat here is your menu. You actually order off of that menu, and then you eat it with a complimentary glass of champagne, a little creme fraiche, some caviar. It's your birthday, we give you a birthday card that tastes like a birthday cake. This is sort of the theatrical part of that. We still follow some rules, but at the same time, we're trying to break some rules a little bit and just have fun with it.
It's a philosophy that, when combined with Cantu's knack for deconstruction and reinvention, makes for some unexpected and initially unsettling menu options.
You ever want to eat roadkill?
Actually, I probably have eaten roadkill at some point. Beet puree, mushrooms shaped into brain form, shredded duck, and puffed rice shaped like maggots. A kind of high-end dining version of the old Three Musketeers bar in the swimming pool gag.
Well, it's delicious.
With this dish, we're trying to go for the most disgusting thing you've ever looked at, but tastes really good.
Moscow on the Hudson, there's a scene of Robin Williams naked in a bathtub. That is the most disgusting thing you could ever
ever see.
That sounds pretty delicious, actually.
Thankfully, there's no nudity or excessive body hair in this next dish. No, I'm not finally having that long-promised flashback. This Cuban cigar is actually Cantu's playful take on a Cuban sandwich wrapped in a dried cabbage leaf with a sesame Brazil nut garnish.
You're assuming your customers have a sense of humor. That's a lot to ask of your customers.
You know, even if they're real deadbeats, they're going to have a sense of humor after this. So.
Amaro's like the kid in school who shot spitballs and made fart jokes at the back of the class, but still knew all the answers to the math problems on the board. While it appears he takes nothing seriously, the flavors and rather extravagantly out there techniques say otherwise.
Okay, so the next thing that we got going on here is a barbecue course.
Freeze-dried coleslaw that melts in your mouth and a barbecue beef short rib that's been cooked for 16 hours, topped with a cornbread puree.
So a very simple-looking dish. It's actually very complex to make.
Again, delicious. And, you know, you're right. It's the classic barbecue experience, but not so classic. Would this work in New York?
You know, a lot of people have asked me that, and I got to say no. Most of the people that we get here, they just want to sit down for 3 or 4 hours and chill out. They got nothing to do tomorrow. It's a much different demographic than in New York, where there's just, you know, wheelers and dealers always moving from one place to the next. So things that we're all familiar with, you know, roadkill, barbecue, very simple Cuban Missile Crisis.
No, nuclear apocalypse, roadkill, and barbecue. It's really what America's all about.
Tony, I know I can rely on you, man.
A favorite activity in the snow is, shockingly, riding around in snowmobiles. Something my Russian friend, also shockingly, is not so familiar with. Which means I'm driving, cranking that bad boy up to 80, tear-assing through the woods, Zamir's stubby Russian fingers drilling into my rib cage with fear. Mouth agape, a frozen rictus of horror behind mucus-flecked scarf and face mask as I attempt to see if we can get some air on this thing. Scream all you like, comrade. No one can hear you. In Buffalo, no one can hear you scream. Later, it's an outdoor barbecue where I meet Nelson's family and friends and a curiously incinerated pig.
This is a Buffalonian thing, or it's just him? So I come up here in the summer, and like every other house, they're going to be roasting whole pigs on the front lawn. No, I didn't think so. See the man with the sunglasses over there? Anyone who hits him with a snowball gets $1.
Oh, good.
Zamir is indoctrinated into the all-American delights of the toasted marshmallow, and apparently a cocktail or two.
Hey, man. It's good to see you. Want some? Nope.
The thing I like about Zamir is he never gives up.
I'm trying to bring up new businesses to Buffalo. Do you think we'll find a parking spot for Russian submarine to come over?
So we get a surplus Russian submarine, put like a mirror ball in, disco interior. So you can get us a sub, not a problem?
Not a problem these days. It's like all about capitalism. Right. You know, someone has to come up with some cash. What do you think? Will you be ready to be my partner? Okay.
I probably should have warned the nice man, but hey, it's a party. So, is there gold on the other side of the rainbow? Does the road to stardom run through Buffalo?
He loves Zamir!
There's more than enough evidence of Buffalo's economic fall from grace on display here. What was surprising to me was how much of its former glory still stands. I wasn't expecting to see so many architectural treasures. The old capitalists lived well and in surprisingly good taste. The legacy for the working class was a more humble but no less important contribution. The tasty little masterpiece known as beef on weck. And most Buffalonians agree the best beef on weck is to be found at Schwabel's restaurant.
The whole vibe here is supposed to be like stepping back into the 40s. And they're not trying to recreate that. They've just kept it that way.
The cold weather conditions here require that we start off with the highly alcoholic Buffalonian version of eggnog, known as a Tom and Jerry.
Does this have anything to do with the cartoon?
I don't think
Tom and Jerry.
This is delicious. You support yourself full-time as a musician?
Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
I think since 1991.
So you haven't had like a regular job? You haven't had a respectable job?
No, I have not had a regular
job. So you've been living from gig to gig?
I just try to make a living, and every week it is different. And I have to struggle every week really hard to come up with stuff.
Well, you guys have a lot in common in that sense. I've known Zamir for years now, and I still have absolutely no idea what he does for a living.
That's the thing, no one knows what I do.
A truly indigenous taste of buffalo, beef on weck is the marriage of thin sliced roast beef and a Kaiser roll with kosher salt and caraway seeds, known as kimmelweck.
Oh, there we go. Throw that onto there.
How's that?
That looks pretty easy could be.
You gotta make sure you put the horseradish on it.
And you gotta have a lot on there, right?
Well,
You should definitely get a sneeze out of it. If you don't get a sneeze out of it, you didn't put enough on it.
Love it. Yeah, I like that salt. It like irritates the popples of the tongue. Makes it really taste stuff in a really whole new and exciting way. Major factor, it's that guy over there.
Yes.
Hand slicing the beef. You know, when you put it on a rotary cold cut slicer, you're essentially cooking the beef by the heat of the blade and the friction. These sandwiches are hand sliced, and I'm guessing that guy's been doing it for a while. He's good.
Remy and Susan Metcalf and their kids, Brett and Brooke, are a family of fourth-generation cattle ranchers going on fifth generation.
I don't remember it ever being profitable.
Really?
No.
So it's always been an uphill climb.
Yeah. It's something you gotta love to want to do.
Not much of a money-making proposition these days. In fact, like a lot of traditional-sized, family-owned cattle and farming businesses, they operate at a net loss. And they've had to find more non-traditional ways to supplement that income. They take on tourists from all over the world looking to experience a working ranch. And they, like many of their neighbors, have had to sell pieces of their grazing land as vacation homes.
If we can sell a small 20-acre parcel and maybe pay off the debt on the rest of the ranch, it's a way to stay viable in agriculture.
For an admiring outsider looking in, it raises the obvious question. How do you sustain something inherently unsustainable? Is the passing of a cattle ranch to the next generation a birthright or a burden? It's easy for someone not born into it to sigh and shake their head. But if it is your life, and always has been your life, and you've got 200 head of cattle and thousands of acres to tend to, the only thing that really matters is having the energy to get the job done. Breakfasts in these parts are appropriately hearty.
Thank you for having me. Sausage, gravy, and biscuits, favorite thing ever, and not something I see in New York.
You gotta eat hearty, because we got lots of work to do out there.
All right.
Maybe hearty is an understatement. Where I'm from, this thick as a brick and frankly delicious spread of eggs, bacon, biscuits, and cream gravy would lead directly to a near catatonic slumber. But when you've got a full day of ranching ahead of you, every tasty calorie counts.
So how long is it a work day here?
Last night we quit about 10 o'clock, started about 6 in the morning.
That's serious time.
We just finished calving, and we'll turn them out on grass all summer.
And ideally, if we could, raise grass-fed beef and sell them to your restaurant, but the market's just
It's not there.
not there.
Well, the economy doesn't help either. People will cut out buying a steak and buy a hamburger in Stanton. That's just the way it is.
So hazards, what do you got to look out for? What's a real bad day?
It's a bad day when she's mad at me.
What's a perfect day?
The day we ship the calves.
Really?
Get paid that day.
A day off, what do you do? No work.
I don't know yet.
14-hour day, rain or shine, 7 days a week. Yeah, it's a tough gig. We head up to the Metcalf's grazing land to get a glimpse of what happens on a typical day around here.
This is actually my favorite ride. We call it the top of the world ride because you go down here and then you go up, and as you go up, you just see the mountains kind of coming up with you.
How often are you up here?
Oh, during this time of year when the cows are up here, we're up here every day.
And you've had this property for how long?
22 years.
It's unspeakably beautiful. Do you not notice that a lot?
Unfortunately, we don't. We take it for granted.
I mean, who has this for a view in their backyard?
Yeah, we're lucky. We are.
So what are we doing today?
We've got some baby calves up here that have just been born that need to be tagged so that we can identify the mothers and the babies. So we're gonna go over here and see if we can find a couple of those new calves and see if we can get a rope on them.
All right. I'll say yeehaw or something if you
Yeehaw,
want me
okay.
to, but that's pretty much gonna be my contribution.
Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, Anthony Bourdain. One of these things is not like the others. Roped and tagged. Remy and Brett make it look easy. And while putting a rope around a calf is anything but, I have to wonder, could Brett subdue a beast of, say, more substantial girth?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Hey, boy. Hey, hey, boy. Hey.
In September 2009, I began my own odyssey up New York's Hudson River.
All right, we're gonna have a very broad reach all the way.
What does that mean?
It means the wind's off of the beam, so we'll probably jibe.
Somebody with a duck. Head injuries, despite their comedic value, or, well, I don't think I can take another one. Let's put it that way.
There we go, jibe ho.
See, that was easy.
All right, it's all yours.
Probably not the wisest decision in maritime history, but since we're only going about 3 miles an hour, this is Rip, sailing, seafaring type, and owner of New York's legendary Ear Inn.
The motto of the Ear Inn is, it's more like it used to be than it ever was.
All right. And this is Adrian, Rip's son and first mate, and this is the Cape Dame, their restored catboat built in 1905 and currently the oldest vessel sailing the Hudson, north of New York City at least. Despite having circumnavigated the globe many, many times as a professional mariner and having lived everywhere, Rip chose this body of water as his home.
Why the Hudson, of all the places in the world?
Of all the stinking rivers and all the stinking ports and stinking, it's not so stinky.
It's nice out here, huh?
No, it's a great tour all the way up the river. But the water is always whispering.
I guess you could say I grew up on the Hudson too, the Jersey side. The mountains and the valley on either side of the river had a front row seat to American history. Soon after Henry Hudson's 1609 visit, New Amsterdam, present-day New York City, sprouted at the river's mouth. Over time, the Hudson, which flows 315 miles from the north, became America's first superhighway. Ports, mills, factories, and farms, and eventually the Erie Canal played a role in making this the spine, the veritable main vein of America's industrial evolution. Zach wanted us to come up here in summertime, but we were going for that Stephen King creepy New England look, where every Victorian home contains the possibility of horror beyond imagining. Go sailing? That sounds like a good idea.
Ah, you gonna keep an eye on him? Okie doke.
The unofficial leader of this group is this guy, Chris Biggert.
Chris Biggert. Good to meet you.
In the last few years, Chris has been restoring this old sailing loft located right on the harbor, which doubles as his house and base of operations. I was thinking sailboat, like with a cabin, a big wooden wheel.
These are one-man boats.
Right.
So you're gonna get up here and you're gonna try to stay to the center of the boat.
All right. I know it's cold and all, but I figured with the right clothes, you know, knit watch cap, yellow slicker, I'd look like the Gordon's fisherman dude. You know, like all manly and But no, apparently I'm going sailing in like a Dixie cup, a vessel only slightly larger than a bathtub rubber duck, and I know where this is going, right?
All right, you ready to tack?
Yeah. I know what the money shot here is. Tony gets dumped. Hilarity ensues.
When I tell you to, you shift over, all right?
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Here it goes. Oh! All right, come on. You almost made it. You all right?
Yeah. Having done my duty with only moderate vestigial moistness resulting, it's time for some food.
Picnic has moved inside. We've been pushed by the elements into a nice, warm, dry place. So I can't say I'm unhappy about that. Oh, this is, what is it called again?
Andouille.
Right.
I've been trying to make this for years.
See, this was worth all that. Melissa Kelly showed up and brought along some homemade andouille, a spicy pork sausage that originates from the Calabria region of southern Italy, and a Provençal-style bread and haddock stew that absolutely hits the spot.
God, that smells good. This room smelled real happy the minute I came in. After a cold dunking, this is exactly what you kind of...
We do this every week.
Really?
Yeah.
You live like this all the time?
All the time.
This is just awesome. So does your average Mainer eat like this? I kind of want to be you, actually. I'm thinking about your life. It really doesn't suck me. I mean, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's not bad.
Austin, Texas. Another city I'm really happy to see in the middle of a long tour. An anomaly smack in the middle of Texas. It's a young city, a student population of 50,000, with over 200 music venues and some of the best independent radio in the country. It should come as no surprise then that there's a very exciting food scene here. Some time ago, when I wasn't looking, college-age kids started to give a about food. Shows you how hopelessly out of it I am, but there it is.
What's up with Austin? Why is this place is unlike any place in Texas I've ever been?
There's just like an entrepreneurial spirit here. Like people do cool stuff. It's kind of got this edginess to it.
Yeah.
The slogan's like keep Austin weird.
Chef Larry McGuire and Chef Tommy Mormond of Perla's landlocked Austin's place for screamingly fresh seafood. Why? How? Who are these guys?
We are young, and I mean, it was amazing that anyone even gave us money to open a restaurant, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's only really possible if we're in Austin. Like at fancy restaurants, you don't just see old rich people eating out.
Going out to eat has become a countercultural experience. There are all of these sort of, young food nerds.
People are just kind of geeking out on it, you know? And
They do kind of geek out on it.
Tom and I are still real young, but we've been doing it since we were kind of in high school and stuff.
So what are these guys geeking out on then?
Fresh fish, very simply done, and trying to find as many oysters as we can all the time.
At any time, Perla's has up to 20 different oysters on the menu.
Hot hammer, wall plates, hammock lids, and Quonset points.
Wellfleet, see, these are the oysters of my youth.
It's not sometimes what a place is or what they do. It's what they decide not to be, the things they restrain themselves from doing.
We try to keep everything pretty classic. Like sometimes we're tempted to do like little oyster preparations, or each one's got its own little thing, matching its flavor profile and stuff. But for the most part, to me, like it doesn't get much better than just some fresh horseradish, lemon, cold oysters.
The oyster is a perfect thing. I mean, it provides its own sauce.
I ate them for breakfast with coffee.
So no chance you guys getting sick of oysters anytime soon?
No.
As any good Italian or Spaniard, for instance, knows in their bones, with seafood, it's about finding the best and then not it up, taking a minimalist approach.
If you're gonna do red snapper, that's the way, right? On the bone.
Red snapper, simply grilled over oak.
It's like whatever you like, and that's like our kind of philosophy. We don't try to tell people how to eat, just...
Really?
Well, maybe just a few subtle nudges.
Some people will see the head and be like, send that back.
Take the head off, really?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, eat the cheeks and stuff, you know? That's...
Give the cheek like any gentleman of the world would.
They say, know your enemy. And I don't really know that I do, though I've been to Boston many times. I know I'm a Yankee fan, the bleed pinstripes kind, and that Boston and their beloved Red Sox are our historic enemies, a deep, heartfelt rivalry going back nearly 100 years. But it's complicated. I started cooking not all that far from here, mostly with Massachusetts people. Some of my favorite bands, the Modern Lovers, the Remains, the Unbanned, came out of here or near here. And my unholy and inappropriate love of Boston goes beyond that, as my favorite, most cherished crime novel of all time, The Friends of Eddie Coyle, is about as Boston as it gets. And the Peter Yates film version with Robert Mitchum, shot in the early 70s, is, well, something of an obsession with me. That's what Boston will always look like to me, because, well, that's the way I want it to look, right? This is Mike Ruffino, bassist in the best band you never heard of, the Unbanned. He also composed most of the funky 70s-style soundtrack to this show. Not too long ago, he wrote a terrific memoir of his years on the road called Gentlemanly Repose, a book which explores, among other subjects, the rigors of eating and drinking on a rock and roll budget.
This is it for the rest of the day. There's no more food even.
So let's be clear about this right up front, okay? This is not the best of Boston, or what you need to know about Boston, or even a remotely fair and balanced portrait of a great city.
So chowder, onions, salt pork, no celery. Definitely not celery.
Potato.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, so that's that.
All right.
This is about me and my friend Mike trying to have a wicked time in Boston. And if you have a problem with that, you can just off over to Samantha Brown. Sometimes a thing becomes a cliche because it's just so damn good. And this place in East Boston is that damn good.
There's an acutely distinct difference, personality-wise, between the high desert and the low desert, you know? Yeah. It is the end of the road, which really, it turns out, isn't a bad place. It's just where they stop making more road.
Right.
At the end of the road, we find this.
Oh, this could be a problem. Reservations required.
It's called the Integratron, a handcrafted dome, a marvel of engineering situated atop a freakish geomagnetic vortex. Built in the 1960s by a retired aerospace engineer, George Van Tassel, whose blueprints he claimed were a sort of telepathic download from outer space friends, Nordic-like extraterrestrials.
Well, this thing is very similar to a thing that happened in our biblical records where a Lord presented Moses with a pattern to build a tabernacle. And this phenomena that's taking place today is as old as our history.
Today, the Integratron is owned and looked after by sisters Joanne and Nancy Carl. And they may have an open mind about the astral plane, but they're sure as hell quick to help us get on it with some tequila shots and tell us a little bit more about the enigmatic George Van Tassel.
1953, he has a close encounter with a spaceship, a physical encounter with a spaceship. They invited him to come in, and they download him with a bunch of information. They told him that he could build a machine that would extend our lives 20 to 50 years or more, and that if humans extended their lives, they would gain enough wisdom to save our race. He spends 25 years of his life engineering and building this structure, and he never gets to turn it on, right? He's shut down by the government a few times.
Do we know what kind of technology he was talking about?
Tesla science, Tesla technology.
Clearly, somebody didn't want it to happen because he did die suddenly and mysteriously, and days later, everything disappeared from the building. Small model research, all of his journals.
So, consensus, something special's going on here, for sure.
Yeah. We've entertained dozens and dozens of scientists. And upstairs in the center of the room, there is a spike in the Earth's magnetic field that is so significant, it's off their charts. And they can't really explain it.
The Integratron is the only acoustically perfect all-wood space in the USA. And with its parabolic shape, it creates some eerie acoustic anomalies.
When you stand directly opposite someone, so Tony, if you came out and stood on the line anywhere, and you hear my voice like it is right now, right? But if I drop into the space that's directly opposite you, right? I can hear you in a way that no one else can, and vice versa.
Frequencies can be delivered, it is said, deep into cellular levels. And the sisters create the very popular with visitors sound bath, a sort of sonic healing session using quartz crystal bowls keyed to your body's chakras or energy centers. Visitors have reported experiencing altered states of consciousness in the sound bath. Naturally, I'm thinking we could weaponize this thing.